Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this BEAMNOVA high pressure handheld steam machine. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. Let's get this open. Okay, so we have a case. There's just some packing foam in there. Seems like it's upside down. It's kind of hard to tell. No, I think this is right. Let's pop these open. So I think this is the right orientation. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So here we have the instruction manual. Has a product brief here. Says you can clean things like air conditioners, range hoods, refrigerators, washing machines, other household appliances. It adopts instantaneous high temperature and high pressure working principle to realize the disassembly-free cleaning of range hoods and air conditioners. So here are the specs. The product model is STQX-02A/03B. It's 1700 watts. It's 110 volts at 60 hertz. Steam temperature is greater than or equal to 100 degrees Celsius, which makes sense. Power cord length is 1.8 meters. Steam pipe length is 2.5 meters. So this talks about how to connect it up. It says connect the steam outlet pipe to the main unit. Step 2, connected. Install the brush head on the elbow. Installed status. First step, spray gun, put the rubber ring onto the connector. Second step, spray gun, place it in well. Third step, spray gun, twist the elbow to the spray gun. Step 1, direct injection, put the rubber ring on the connector. Step 2, direct injection, place it in the well. Step 3, direct injection, twist the elbow to direct injection. So we'll go over that. So here's steps for usage. It says it is strictly forbidden to start without water. Step 2 is plug in the power. Turn on maximum humidity. Turn on the power switch. Hold the trigger of the spray gun. Hold the trigger of the spray gun and wait 15 seconds for steam to spray out. Hold the spray gun and wait for 15 seconds for steam to spray out. I think that's the same thing there. So it says don't direct this at electrical components. The appliance should be unplugged after use and during maintenance. So here's some troubleshooting and maintenance you can read through. Okay. So there is a sticker on the side of the unit. It says if it freezes, the water might get frozen inside. This part says to turn to the highest water amount when you start it up. It says don't use dishwashing detergent. It says it should be cleared of scale every 10 hours. And then it said water scale removal method, remove the nozzle, adjust to the maximum amount of water, suck the citric acid solution into the machine and work for 5 to 8 minutes. So let's take a look at this here. So it looks like we have a little zip tie here. I'll cut that off carefully. So here we have the wand. It's another zip tie here. You want to make sure you do not cut the tubing when you cut these zip ties off. It would probably be a little safer to use a pair of wire cutters to cut those. So this has some different brushes here. It has O-rings. These are brass. These are maybe nylon. I'm not sure the exact plastic. This also comes with a little flashlight. Looks like it probably takes a AA battery. So if you're cleaning in tight spaces, you can use the flashlight. And the flashlight mounts on there. So I'll go grab a battery for this. So this flashlight will mount up here on the handle, like so. So you can shine it at whatever you're cleaning. So that's a very handy feature. So let's mount up one of these nozzles here. I'm going to read through the instructions again to make sure I do this right. So this is already connected here, but it looks like this unscrews, like so. So this connects here. Doesn't say anything about an O-ring here, so I'll just put this back on. So we can take this off here if we want and put the longer nozzle on, which is here. So you can see the O-ring here. Screw this on and we'll get more reach. So once we start using this, this will likely get hot. I would be surprised if it didn't. So that's something to keep in mind. And I'll just put one of these brushes on for now. Okay, and then this end has some weight on it. This will go into your water. So you can use like a water jug or something to stick this in and it will suck the water up and turn it to steam. So I'm going to go test this out and become familiar with it, and then I'll come back and I'll do some demonstrations on it. Okay, so I'm at my utility sink here and I have this plugged in. You want to turn the knob all the way to wet. We have the power switch here. I'll leave that off for a second. We have the pickup tube in a little container of water here. So if I'm doing larger projects, I'll get a jug to put this in. This is just what I had sitting here. And then we have the nozzle with the flashlight here. So I'll turn this on. You'll hear the pump run. And then over here, I just had this running. I'll hold this down and it will sputter. And then after about 15 seconds, steam will come out. Like so. So we could use this to say clean something. So that may not look like a lot, but that's super hot right now. So you wouldn't want to hold your finger on there. It's near 100 degrees Celsius. So there are many applications for this. You can use it to clean grout, clean appliances, clean mold. I mean, the applications for something like this are endless. So this has pressure in it right now, and it did shut off because I haven't pulled on this for a few seconds. So when I pull on this, it will turn back on. Now there was a lock here, so you can lock it so you don't accidentally squeeze it. But you can see as this cools down, it will turn back on to build the pressure back up. So I can just pull this and have the steam. Now I'll just pull it partially, let's see. So I can pull it partially and get a little bit of steam. But it's important to point out this whole thing here is very hot. So the handle is a little bit warm. If I can hold it up here where my thumb is, that's very hot. You wouldn't want to hold it there. But I can hold this part. So I'll turn this off now, and then I'll pull this to release the pressure. So the volume of steam you get per unit of water is very high because steam expands a lot. That's one of the attributes of steam. So you can see how much water we use. So we didn't use a tremendous amount of water. So if you had like a gallon jug of water, you could probably steam clean for quite a while before you have to refill it. So now I'm going to find some application for this and I'll clean something with it. Okay, so I'm out here at my car and this is the engine bay and I'll be doing some cleaning here. I'll probably be cleaning this area down here. So I can hit it with this steam to loosen everything up and then I can wipe it off with this shop towel. So I can also use it on these plastic surfaces here. There we go. So this is going to put a lot less water in your engine compartment than if you were to use something like a pressure washer. Here's a trickier area with this tubing. So I could also use a detailing brush to get in here too. Next we have this power steering fluid reservoir. Another place you can use this is on plastic trim. So I'll loosen all this up. So I'll just wipe it down. And that's looking really nice. Now, a detail brush would make that look a little bit better. So what I'd do to finish this up is I'd put some sort of a plastic protectant on there. It's not as important here for UV because this is covered most of the time, but it's just good practice to get into. Here's another place you could use this. This is some vinyl trim on my garage, and you can see the caulk is dirty. So I'll use this. I need to back up. It sprayed back at me. So you can see here's where I cleaned, and here's where it is dirty. Now I could potentially like wipe that off a little bit or use a brush to get in there a little tighter, but I made a big difference with very little effort. So that's the BEAMNOVA handheld high pressure steam machine. So there are countless applications for a steam cleaner like this. I just touched on a few. This is a great way to clean things without chemicals and without having a lot of water. So I mostly clean things with a nylon tip, but if you're cleaning something like a grill, you could use that brass tip on there to clean the grates of a grill. I also use the extension on here the whole time. You can use it without the extension, but I like having that extra reach on there. So this was super easy to use. You just put this in the water, turn it on, pull the handle, and you're good to go. And this also came with this flashlight here. So if you're cleaning in darker places, that'll give you extra light, and it's built right into this. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.